Okay, so I'm glad you're all here today. We will be talking about email etiquette. So, have you all heard of that? Like, why would we use email etiquette? I just want to see a little bit of like if you've heard of this or if you use it or if you've been ever exposed to it or even learned how to type an email in a more professional way. Yeah, how to send a proper email. Yep, on the situation. Like, it's different, obviously, than how we text our friends. Yep, David, you got that. You use it sometimes, yeah, depending on who it's going to and stuff. Well, we're going to talk about like mostly like doing it for school, jobs, anyone professionally. And you can also just, once you practice this, you'll probably get into a habit of it and you'll probably send it to everyone you send an email to. But yeah, definitely different than texting your friends. Okay, we'll get started so we don't run out of time because this is something that I really like to teach about because I think it's important on how we show up, and it can show respect to other people, even yourself if someone sends an email to you. So what is email etiquette? Obviously, we all talked about it. You all know what's going on. It refers to the principles of behavior that individuals should use when writing and answering emails. So it's kind of like, I'm trying to remember the word, like not code of ethics, but something like code of conduct or like some type of code that we follow to get our point across in a more professional way. Let's see. So why is it important? So obviously it's a form of communication. Um, so like just as you follow face-to-face communication norms in conversation, you should do the same in written communication. So instead of saying, "What's up?" we could be like, "How are you doing today?" Larger class sizes, busy schedules, and online classes make it difficult to have in-person discussions. So that really relates to us. We are always using our computers, so emailing. We can unmute when we're in sessions and stuff, but we don't always have access to just talk to someone in person, like you may at a brick and mortar. You want your message to be understood in a positive manner as well as taken seriously. So I have got a few emails in the past where we'll talk about tone later, like how we type. I know we don't want to always assume what someone is feeling in a text or message, but it can be taken a certain way. The written word can be easily misinterpreted, resulting in the recipient holding a negative opinion or simply ignoring your email altogether. So, yeah, there have been emails where I felt like the person was yelling at me or coming across as disrespectful. I obviously responded in a kind way because you never know exactly, and they might be worried about something or like scared or like nervous or anxious because they got some bad news and they're like, "What's my grade? I heard I got an F," and like you may be freaking out, something like that. So this is what I was talking about, like the tone, like how we talk about things. Like, for example, tone, if you're talking to someone in person, you may give off the feeling that you are escalating your voice, like you are getting more and more loud, causing you to come off as being mean or angry. And our emails can sometimes portray that too. So, and here it says professor, but obviously don't email your teacher, counselor, anyone complaining about grades. You could inquire, like ask about them. Sometimes that might sound like you're blaming them, like, why is my grade like so bad? Or if you have any more, like if you want to have, you can always meet with them in person. We can always create a class connect session as well. So always think about the tone. Like, oh, this is what I was talking about. Like, if you're emotionally charged, like if you're really mad at that moment and you're like, I'm going to send this email right away. That's also when it can come off as angry, and you might say some things that you don't mean. Um, so we've got to be careful of that. Do not write in all capitals. Sometimes that makes it harder to read. For me, it does, like understanding the email. And of course, if you accidentally left caps on, that's okay. This makes it seem that you are shouting. Yes, like I said, the emotionally charged part. Like if you're angry, and you send that email right away, you may want to think about it. I know there's been times where I felt like someone was coming at me or disrespecting me, and I took some time to reply to the email because obviously I didn't want to assume anything. And then so I have a few examples of what to do and what not to do down below. But for example, if we're like typing the body of the email, like for example, if you have a question or a statement to make or anything that you may want to say, on the last slide when I was talking about always read and reread your emails before sending, double check spelling, grammar, and proper titles. So we do want to make sure we're spelling things correctly, grammar. That kind of shows the person you're sending the email to that you care. And that you actually are interested in a response instead of just not caring about what the outcome could be. Consider your content and what following up is needed. If you have multiple questions or your email is running long, consider revising your email or meeting with the receiver face to face. I don't know if to me, when I get a very, very long email, sometimes I get distracted or I forget what the person said up above. So then I'd have to read it over and over again. So yeah, sometimes it is easier to meet face to face with the person if we're able to, or start with one question and we can work from there. Double check your attachments. Oh, this is something I do all the time. Like when I need to send like a PDF to someone, like a document, like a Word document, a screenshot, anything like that. I'm like typing like, oh, here's that screenshot you asked for, and I forget to attach it to the email. And then I have to send another follow-up email just with the attachment or something. And sometimes that can get lost. Like one email with just what you said, and then another email with the screenshot or attachment. And sometimes it's hard to get back to that attachment. I don't know. I find it, sometimes it disappears or something. I don't know. So here are some other tips. This is important too. Allow the proper amount of response time. So some may want the answer right away. We all, like, especially if you're worried about something or freaking out, we want instant replies to make sure everything's good and like put us at ease. However, sometimes people are really busy. They have other things to do as well. So usually like wait like 24 hours. It depends on what it is about, what the person does. If there's no response, you can always follow up after that. It is okay to follow up, of course, when because the email might have gotten lost. They might have had it like flagged and just forgot it was there because they had a lot of things that is marked as important. Anything could happen. Oh, this is something that I see a lot, and it's kind of hard to answer your question or see all that you are typing. Do not use the subject line to type your question or what you need to say. Make the subject short, like put like literally just the word question, not the whole question. Or for example, the word classes if you're going to talk about your classes. Sometimes, Mercy, that's hard to just leave blank. I don't know. Sometimes it looks weird when I get the email, and sometimes I don't. It kind of looks like there's nothing in the email. So always putting like a subject would be, I think, better, just so it can like pop up and I can see it. So the next slides are is an actually the next slide is an example of this, just in case someone doesn't quite get what I'm talking about. So for example, here I made an email like, can you help me with the assignment that is due tomorrow in class? If so, can you let me know as soon as possible? Thank you. Like a whole sentence in the subject line. It just makes it confusing and a little, just looks different. The next is how you, this is the bad example. I can't find the assignment you gave in class. Can you send a new copy? And then it's some accidental word that's not supposed to be there. And there's a few things that aren't capitalized, like the I. You put you instead of actually spelling out the word you. That's just all about proofreading, putting the right grammar, following the rules of English, the English language. Let's see. Yeah, we want to stay away from how we text our friends. This may be something that you would text someone, but probably you can shorten that up. But I don't know. I don't really shorten my texts or anything because I'm so used to writing emails professionally. Okay, the next one is an example of a good example of what we should do. So like we can put like a greeting. It's like, I don't know if students still learn how to write letters in school. I don't know, but I know I did, and this is kind of like how it is. Like you have a greeting. A lot of times, like this one says, "Dear Professor Doe." Sometimes I'll put hello exclamation mark depending on who I'm talking to. Like if it's someone that I usually talk with a lot and are like, hey, can you send me this? Can you send me that? Like it'll just be like, hello, or how's it? Yeah, like hello, comma, or exclamation mark. So for example, like explaining what your name is, what class section you're in, the time of your class, just explaining up front. It'll make it easier for like the teacher to look your name up. This one's like, I have a couple of questions about some of the topics. May I come by during your office hours at 10 a.m. tomorrow? Like kind of being specific instead of just like trying to have the person you're sending the email to decipher it. Yeah, having simple emails is great too. And then just like a little salutation. Paul used that word earlier. Helped me it reminded me of that word. And then like sincerely, Jane Lee, or thank you, Carly Christ. So that is email etiquette. This is kind of like a shortened version. I wanted to make sure that we actually got it all in and we could ask questions. So definitely no asking questions or having long sentences in the subject line. We want to use proper grammar. It just comes off as more professional, especially if you are, especially to our teachers, counselors. It's just good practice for when you do have a job or you want a job after school, go to college, you're talking to a recruiter for the military online, like anyone. And once you get in the habit of it, you'll probably start doing it everywhere. I definitely do. Yeah, I remember actually writing a lot of letters to my friends growing up. And I always, mine was a little bit informal, but I did try and follow along with how they taught us how to do it. Let's see. Just looking at the chat. So yeah, find email etiquette to be extremely important to me. I have got some emails from students who were emotionally charged. Obviously, I want to help them, and I understand that they were probably feeling really upset, hurt by something, or just confused. But it does send the message to the other person. It may come off as ungrateful, because the other person needs to also like have some empathy or feeling for the other person who is receiving the email as well. So yeah, tone, very important. So the body of the email, be precise, explain what you want directly, and also do not worry if someone doesn't respond to you within the minute. It may be a little bit easier for us who work online, but also don't just expect, since we're online and giving classes all day, that we can just check our email all day too. Yeah, Mercy, I'm pretty much a visual learner as well. Oh, your birthday's today? That's pretty cool. Okay, does anyone have any questions about email etiquette? And if you ever have any more questions about this, there's lots of things online. I do a lot of examples online. That's basically how I've done like resumes, cover letters, everything, just looking for examples online. There's nothing wrong with Google. Love it. 17 in March. Ike, are you doing anything for your
If you're using, oh, sorry.
Oh no,
If
go
you're
on.
using, okay, if you're using Word, if you're on Word, you can go to new and go to templates and type in like cover letter or something, and they'll have templates on there that you can use, and they have a lot of good ideas, and you just have to fill in the information. It's already typed up for you. So,
Yeah, just like on Google Docs. Google Docs. There's a
yeah,
lot of different resume options, or that's how I've basically done it too.
yeah.
Especially if you want someone else to help edit it or look at it. Always reread. Proofreading. Do you two have anything else to add with email etiquette or anything? Okay. Oh, Alyssa, you're afraid to send some things because you're afraid your learning coach will see it?
Thing I would say, but you may have already said this because I wasn't in here, is the tone of your email.
Oh, yeah.
So watch how you're saying, you have to, because yeah, you already did it.
Yeah, definitely. The tone is important. Like I was saying, how I felt the student was yelling at me or um, just telling me that, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? When I didn't even know what their situation was. They just decided that they were emotionally charged, like it says up here, and just went off yelling, like I feel in person they would be a little heightened in their voice, like yelling.
Yeah, I've had students like telling me, "This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, okay."
Yeah, because there may be something that you don't know that the teachers know, or like there's certain protocol or a certain way how we have to do something. It may not just be as simple as what you think. So just be careful when typing emails. Oh, no, we were just talking broadly that emails go to the learning coach as well, not just the student. Is this session over at 9:10 or 9:15? I forgot about that. Oh, okay. So in 2 minutes. Oh.
I think it's set up to go until 9:15, but first period starts at 9:15.
Oh, okay.
So probably should be done at 9:10.
Got it. Well, we have 2 minutes left. So if you have any questions or um, oh, nothing, I'm not sure. If you have anything exciting to share with us, I know some of you shared with us your birthday. Ike said his birthday was today, all different things. That's true, Isabel. You do not have any classes to attend until I put you into periods once you pass the orientation, the new students, once you pass orientation on Thursday, I'll be able to put you into periods, and then you'll see your classes the next day, by Friday, all depending on when you finish orientation. That's very important. The sooner the better. What do you love, Isabel? What is something just like the school? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I like it here. It's awesome. Izzy, got it. Thank you for telling me. I can, Izzy, I can change your name on here to Izzy if you'd like that. Yes, I can. It's so that I don't call you a name that you don't want to be called. I'll go in and do that now. Oh, well, it is 9:11 now. Well, if anyone wants me to, yes, I can. I can change your name on here where it shows up the name that you prefer. However, I need you to email me because um, it's I put my email in there so you can. Hold on. That is my email. So if you have any questions, I work with ninth grade mainly on schedules, anything